Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever edition of the Extra Lap podcast. Today, we're lucky enough to have with us Michigan freshman Nathan Lopez. Nathan, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, Nathan, you're a freshman at Michigan. You're a Michigan athlete. How are you feeling going into this college football game? Alabama's a top team.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how it goes. We've been pretty good this year. I mean, not too much stress in the past couple games, even though we've gone up against Ohio State, Penn State, some big teams. Um, but we'll see how it goes. I think the boys are excited over here about it.
Yeah,
Hopefully we can get the job done and get a big win.
definitely. You probably see all those guys walking around campus and all of the facilities out there at Michigan and stuff. So, must be pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, Nathan, you ran
hmm
8:44 at New Balance last year, which placed you second. What went into that meet? Like, was it just another meet mentally, or did you do anything differently, or was there any expectations?
Um, I would say there was a big kind of build up to that meet, starting pretty early in my senior year. I mean, coming off my junior year, it wasn't a great year, at least to my standards and what I was trying to achieve. And I came into the cross season feeling pretty good about it, and I had a pretty good cross season. Not Didn't do anything crazy that I really wanted to, but I made the nationals and all that. I don't think I competed great there, and that was kind of one of the first steps that I think started to lead to it was I kind of wanted to reach for more coming into the indoor season and didn't feel like I had prepared mentally enough for the big stage, and then indoor season came around and I unfortunately had like a little injury coming out of my first couple weeks back from my break after cross country, and that kind of derailed the indoor season also for me. I was a lot of cross training and not not as much running and working out as I wanted to, which really kind of threw off the trajectory of indoor. I kind of didn't really run anything notable besides maybe my states where I ran 901, but I mean, I broke 420 once, which was not great for me. And um, at nationals for indoor, I made it into the fast heat of the 2 mile for my state's performance, which was a pretty big thing for me. I was hoping to do that, and even though I wasn't really prepared, I somehow did it and found myself there. And then again, kind of fell short. I ran like 9:13 and almost got lapped. Um, so I think from there, and then I came back for the mile like 2 days later, ran like 4:20 and just not a good showing at all. Kind of again, 2 seasons in a row at the big meets. And um, from there it was kind of a lot of thinking and all that. I think my dad, my dad and my coaches were a little disappointed with the performance. My dad gave me a pretty hard time, and he was kind of like, "Come on, man, you gotta lock in now. Like, we can't. It's not worth the time to kind of come to these big meets if we're kind of just falling short and not fully prepared and all that." And then I think I really kind of looked deeper into things as I came into the outdoor season. Um, and I didn't really take a break between the seasons because I felt like I didn't really need it or deserve it. I don't think I'd really put as much effort into that indoor season as I really could have, and or I guess I put a lot in from what I could do, but I didn't do enough to where I felt like I needed a break, and really just wanted to keep the ball rolling going into outdoor and not take time off, have any hiccups. Um, so then I think one of the big things that I started in outdoor was looking for outside reasons for why I really wanted to compete and why I wanted to be kind of one of the best guys in the country, like I knew I could be. And one of the big things was kind of the people around me. I think just hearing my dad and my coaches talk about the two past seasons, I felt like I was somewhat letting them down, and not putting my best foot forward, for them after they've put so much time into me. So one of my big things, that I look to, um, was this Conor McGregor quote or whatever. I made it my screensaver for the season. It was like, um, your lack of commitment is almost an insult to those who believe in you. So that was my screensaver and kind of my mentality for the outdoor season. And I really wanted to kind of do it for the people around me more than even myself, and kind of show them that I was taking it serious and that I could kind of reach the level that they all wanted me to and that they were trying to help me to get to. So um, I kind of just started to give it everything for the outdoor season. I had really sat down with the coaches and told them I want to run. My goal was to break the state record, which was 850, and I told them just give me whatever you think it's gonna take in these workouts and all that to get there. And um, they did exactly that, and they just kind of kept me in it. Even I think like middle of the season, there was a little injury hiccup for kind of half a week or something that was pretty nerve wracking. I think because I've been through that so many times before where I was like, I just can't let this stop the season now. And we got through that. And I think the first big thing that really boosted the confidence was our state relay meet that we have in Massachusetts, where I ended up running. I was scheduled to run the 4 by mile and the SMR. Um, I ran 4:24 or 4:25 in the 4 by mile, and then came back, ran 1:56 in the SMR, where we actually got DQ'd, which really kind of made me angry. So then I came back. I told my coach I want to come back for the DMR. I think I can score points. And I ran 4:13 on the anchor of that for my third race of the day. So I was like, all right, this is an indoor Nate. This is a new Nate. We're ready to go. And then I ran 4:08 a couple weeks later, um, which I mean felt amazing. I think at that point I knew this was the time where I was gonna prove myself.
Yeah,
Um, and then I think so that's kind of like the base build up to things. And then I think the main thing that set it all off was me getting killed one more time at the divisional meet by Paul Bergeron, in the 2 mile. He ran 8:51 and kind of just dropped me. I ran 9 flat. He ran 8:51 and almost got the state. He almost got the state record that I've been eyeing all season, and that was kind of like I almost felt embarrassed leaving that meet because I had told people that I think I can get the record, and then he almost broke it and beat me to it.
yeah. If
And
I'm not wrong, that 844 is now the New England record, though, right?
yep,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you went out for the season trying to get that state record, and then you
mhm,
went and just grabbed the New England record.
yeah, yeah. I
Crazy.
think the divisional meet kind of just woke everything up, and I
Mhm,
was like, all right, I have what it takes. I know I do, but I can't let that happen again.
mhm.
And so I went to states, and then I talked about how I wanted to do it for the people around me and my coaches and all that. And before between divisionals and states, I found out that my my head cross country coach, assistant track coach John Boyle was retiring.
Mhm.
This was going to be his last year, so I think that was just a little bit more fuel under that kind of mentality that I wanted to give him that one last thing to celebrate. And so at states, I kind of ran it for him, ran the 2 mile, and just gave it everything on the last lap, and kind of ran away with it and gave him a big hug after. And then 2 days later, came back, won the mile, and the 4x8, and kind of did everything I wanted to do there. And I think that was one of the big goals of the season, since I was trying to get that triple state champ in
Mhm.
1 year and for the 2 mile 3 years in a row. Um, and from there it was just confidence. I think I had a couple bad I had 2 bad weeks of training actually after that, leading up to nationals. I was kind of feeling a little down in workouts, just not fully in it. I think I was just starting to feel the effects of training so hard and all that, but the confidence was very much there. And I actually found myself kind of the day before and the day of at nationals not nervous at all. I think I was like, I can do this. I know exactly how fit I am, what I'm here to do. And I was almost worried that I was almost worried because of how little I was nervous for the race. I was
Yeah,
like trying to think about it, and I just couldn't. I was like just completely mindless. And I guess not until like 20 minutes before, when I saw the results of the heat before me and I was getting ready to walk in, I started to lock in, and I was like, all right, here we go. And then the race happened, and I'd say it was still probably the best race of my life.
yeah. And so you're locking in, right? You're sitting there. You
Hmm.
gotta listen to one song lock in. What are you gonna listen to?
um, so I guess this wasn't my typical song um until this day, when I think it just randomly came on. But I listened to Ghostface Killers by Metro Boomin, and who's on it? Travis Scott, maybe some other people, but that it was in like the dark, like outside alleyway of like the Penn Stadium, because it's like 11 at night before I'm walking out, and it's like dark. And that song just has like a this like and this opening part where it's like some bells or something, but it's like very kind of intense and ominous, and it just like I was locked. Like I still remember kind of the feeling where I was like goosebumps outside walking in, ready to go.
Yeah,
Mm,
you're ready to
yeah.
throw down and
Hmm.
go for it. Yeah, you're from you used to run for St. John's Prep, which is
Yep.
in Massachusetts, and you were going for the state record in the 2 mile. And Massachusetts last year mostly was just dumb in the 2 mile. I mean,
Yeah.
guys were just throwing down insane times and insane
Hmm.
conditions as well. So, what was it like just knowing that you were going for that time, but also a lot of other people are probably having the similar goals?
Yeah. I mean, I think for the state meet, the time wasn't as much in the mind, especially because it was so hot that day, and I didn't think it was really gonna happen. So I focused more at states about those guys, Sam, Paul, Aiden Ross,
Mhm.
Ryan Sarney. I mean, Paul's the cross country champion, Sam's the indoor 2 mile champion. So
Everyone
um,
has something going for them.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I knew they were gonna be there and tough to beat, and but I felt like it was my time
Mhm.
to take a big win. So going into it, I wasn't really afraid of them. I I was just ready to lay it all out there and make it happen regardless. And but yeah, those guys are. I mean, they were some of the best in the country. Paul and Sam were both cross All Americans, and um, they're they're all just great guys and really tough competitors. So it was exciting to line up against them and see what I could do.
Yeah, definitely. I saw this thing and it said when you race, think of it as the final stamp on a resume of great workouts and just going into it with
Hmm.
confidence. And it seems that was really just what was happening for you, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I think my mindset really kind of started to develop my senior year,
Mhm.
um, with confidence. I think I started to realize that if you're not confident, you're kind of just doubting all of your abilities, all of your training.
Mhm.
So I felt like there's no reason to not be, because otherwise there's no reason to be training if you're just gonna doubt it all. So I just kind of stopped getting nervous, stopped doubting, and
Mhm.
just make things happen.
Yeah, and you said that it was really your senior year that you started putting it all together, but was there a moment leading up to it that you're just like, I'm here to run. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm an elite runner, so I
Mhm.
just gotta go for it.
Um, I mean, I think when I first realized that I was truly elite was probably my sophomore year when I won states for the first time as a sophomore in the 2 mile and kind of PR'd by 16 seconds, I think it was, to kind of get an upset win. And I was like top 10 at the time in the country for my class,
Mhm.
all that. So at that point, I realized like, yes, I'm elite beyond my like middle school performances where I was like a junior Olympic champion and stuff like that. Now I'm on the high school level with the real competition and I'm still able to compete. And then I kind of had the hiccup of junior year, which kind of threw me off a little bit. I kind of just couldn't compete anymore and wasn't really up to the standard that I thought I was. Uh,
Mhm.
but I never I never really lost that feeling from sophomore year. That like one of the big things that I think about is kind of the feeling of crossing that line first at a big race. Like I feel like it's a feeling that never goes away.
Yeah.
Um, and I almost think about it as I don't want anyone else to feel that feeling because once you feel it once, you never forget it. You never want to let it go. And the more people that feel it will just make it harder for you to kind of come out on top next time because all of them want it. And um, I kind of just never let it slip out of my mind, even when the kind of racing was tough and I wasn't performing. And
Mhm.
it eventually all came back my senior year, and um, I was able to kind of stack the training on top of it and make it happen.
Yeah. You really just put together success got a taste of and never was the same. Crazy.
Yeah.
Nah. And you have like you're a freshman on varsity at Michigan, which is just a huge accomplishment. Usually takes everyone to get up to speed a little bit. And you
Hmm.
placed 36 at your region as a freshman, right? Or 37?
Yeah. I think somewhere in there, I forget, 36, 37, somewhere around there.
So and then you were on Michigan for the national meet, which is a huge accomplishment. How does it compare going from a champs national meet to running for Michigan at NCAA nationals?
Yeah. Um, I mean, obviously, it's a much bigger race because champs is an individual kind of meet. So there's only 40 guys, whereas I'm lining up with 250 college guys who are like some of them are 4, 5, 6 years older than me.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's like a big difference. And I wouldn't say something I thought about too much, but definitely a big difference between the two races.
Mhm.
Um, but I think at least for my approach to the races, I think I mean again it all just comes down to the confidence factor. I think in high school when I was at champs, it was kind of my first big season back, being healthy and all that. And I felt like I was more happy to be there than um like ready to go and ready to try and race well. Whereas coming into college, I had this new mindset coming off senior year where I almost expected to be there. I didn't really ever think about what if I get there, what will I do? I thought of it more as when I get there, I'm going to do this. And one of my big goals was to be in like the top 150 and try and just do as best I can. And I was 141st and fourth man on my team, which was the best I had been all year. And
Yeah.
I think that was a big step that showed how my confidence has really evolved from last year at this time.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. It's coming in 141st is just crazy as a freshman.
Hmm.
And if you were to do one sport outside of running, what would it be?
Um, this is kind of tough. I'd say I'm in golf. I really like golf.
Golfer?
I think, Yeah, I'm a big golfer, especially in like the summer when not too much is going on. I like to get out there and play a couple times a week. Uh,
Mhm.
so yeah, I'd say probably golf. Maybe no, I'm gonna stay with golf. I think golf.
Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely. Well, Nathan, I think this is all the time we have. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, and good luck with your upcoming seasons. Till our next lap, everyone, thank you for watching. See ya.
Thanks for having me.